Hello, everybody. I'm coming to you in a somber note. Just got word of the news of Mac Miller's apparent drug overdose. I don't. Obviously, the report just came out, so there's no details on what happened or may have happened, whatever the case may be. So I can't say or elaborate my thoughts on what I think happened until the actual news comes out. It's sad, first and foremost, and my condolences go out to all of his family members, all of his fans that loved him. And it's an unfortunate situation. It's a glaring problem in the state of hip hop. Me as a individual that consumes hip hop music, I've appreciated Mac Miller's journey in the game, and I felt like he was getting to that level of where, like, his longevity has spoken for him without him having to speak for it. And um, I think the level of appreciation for his art was coming. It was due. It was long overdue, and he's been very overlooked, and from my perspective, and maybe not from others. It's just unfortunate. We've lost a rapper by Lil Peep to overdosing as well, and we lost a multitude of other rappers just within the last year. Obviously, a big one named XXXTentacion, Fredo. I mean, I could be here and list them all, but really, what I want to talk about is just the bigger issue going on in the state of hip hop. And if you listen to the current state of hip hop, you know that a lot of the music is a lot more in tune with their emotions, is a lot more sensitive in comparison to hip hop in the 90s or hip hop in the early 2000s. So a lot of the acts that we get nowadays, they are letting you know their level of depression or their level of sadness, and they're not afraid to let you know about it. A great example is Juice World. A lot of his music, it's other people would look at it as a sign of weakness, but to be quite honest with you, it's a sign of strength in the midst of a weak moment, in the midst of your vulnerability. So a lot of hip hop has really turned into that vulnerable state. However, you make a lot of the music is very great nowadays, and a lot of the older heads, for people from my era or even before, will say the music ain't that great. Like, I have to tell you that you're just not listening. To get to the point that I'm just trying to say is that a lot of individuals, not only just hip hop, a lot of individuals across the entire globe are more in tune with whom they are and how they feel, and they're not scared to let it be known. And so it just seems that either when we're not being heard, or we are dealing with a high level of pain and anguish, or if I may say depression, the quickest route is to drugs to numb the pain. And even though you may numb the pain for a momentary time, unfortunately, you can numb your pain forever, but you won't be able to numb whomever you hurt. So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you end up hurting yourself, you're going to hurt a lot more people. And in you doing so, attempting to numb your pain, you may cause a lifetime worth of pain to other people. And in Mac Miller's case, I don't know what exactly happened. I know that the report came out. So all the details that come out, this is just off of my raw emotions on the subject. It is a glaring thing in hip hop. It is very glaring. And I hope that there's more people that talk about this kind of stuff. And it's not just hip hop. It's just hip hop is able to put that to the forefront as far as the depression and sadness that's going on. And maybe this is a case of that. I'm not sure. Again, don't hold me to this, but it's just I'm trying to find a way or reasoning to attach what happened in this situation. With a lot of the mental illness that's going on, it's very prominent right now. And not only do we need attention in hip hop. We need attention in general to mental illness, and just the accessibility to the amount of drugs you can get. It's crazy. So really, all I want to do is just do my part with this video and put in words out there that we need to pay attention to one another. We need to pay attention to the world and stop discrediting these young kids, kids that make music, kids that don't make music, kids that go to school, kids that play sports. Anybody can suffer from a form of depression, a form of sadness, a form of mental illness. And the ones that have dealt with it and have overcome it can probably relate to them the most. But in all reality, we all need to, just as a society, we all need to lend a hand, lend a shoulder, lend our mind, lend our words, lend our ears to hear these other people out, hear these young kids out, or even hear these adults out. It's sad. It really is sad to see someone with Mac Miller's stature pass away from this, but it's also sad to see any form of life pass away from a similar type of situation due to overdose. I've seen a friend overdose back in my adolescence, which is a couple, like 10, 12 years ago, if I'm correct. And it's sad, So to basically just end this video is just find a way to hear someone, be the change as far as helping someone in their life. If you know someone that's going through it, and if you don't know anybody, just find a way to make some sort of impact, because it is an ongoing situation and it can affect anybody. It could affect your family members. It can affect your best friends, and you just don't know it. And I think we all need to talk about it. It all needs to be a discussion. And just like a lot of the hate that's prominent in the world right now, there's a lot of hate, and that needs to be a discussion that we need to deal with. But that's a different discussion for a different day. So again, I just wanted to utilize my channel to put some words out there of a situation. RIP to Mac Miller. My condolences to his family and all his friends and all his fans again. A sad day for hip hop. Sad day for him and his family. A sad day in general for life. It's a loss of life, regardless of whom the person is. That person was alive. That person was breathing. That person experienced the world just as you and I experienced it. And obviously, he's a notable act, and it will get more attention than someone that was not notable. But at the same time, we can all suffer from that kind of situation. And if Mac Miller's death can save one person because of his situation and the information that may come from it, then there's a silver lining in it. However, it's overall just a sad situation. But again, I'll catch you on the next one. This has been Thoughts with T.G.K. And see you again.